I think GTA 6 is going to be an absolute disaster, man. I think it might be the worst of the GTA games, of the modern GTA games. That's including GTA 4 and GTA 5. GTA 6, I think, is going to be the worst out of the three. Probably going to make more money than both of them combined, though. But what the did GTA 6 just do? There's apparently something bad happened. I don't know. Tell me about it, Endymion.
The dilemma surrounding free speech and the online censorship of everything is still ongoing, and now it looks like
Yep.
many games
It's getting much worse.
that are being considered to be taboo are at a very high risk of being banned outright. And no, I'm not kidding. Let's get right into it. From the outerhaven.com, GTA and Saints Row series could face removal from digital stores due to payment system pressure.
Yep, this is so fucked up, man. We gotta keep talking about these issues. We cannot allow them to do this. We can't shut the fuck up about it. We cannot be quiet. We cannot stand idly by and watch everything that we built be destroyed and forgotten.
This article originally references another article, as seen here from thegamer.com, which again is claiming that Grand Theft Auto and other mature games are close to being cooked and delisted. This all began over on a website called Zoom, which is a place where
Yep.
people can buy retro games and more. As seen here,
Yep, we just talked about this whole situation. This whole thing stinks like shit. And it ain't gonna work. Even if you manage to successfully ban these games from, like, front-facing platforms, that's not gonna stop people from buying them. That's not even gonna stop people from just ripping them. They're just gonna get the pirated versions. Like, you can't stop people from owning games that have existed for tens of years.
Zoom recently posted an update about payment processors and how it will affect their website. As seen here, Zoom was told by concerned parties that payment processors and the censorship
Yeah, I think all these websites, all these companies need to tell these payment processors to go fuck yourself.
of content was going to even affect them, which they have confirmed that it has. As also seen here, they have pushed to include new security measures to protect users, and that many of their users already had problems before being able to buy things due to censorship with these payment processors.
Yeah, what's going to have to happen is these game companies, these websites are going to have to stop selling games, and they're going to have to sell currency, and you use that currency to buy the games. That's going to be the next workaround.
But they also plan to not give up and to keep protecting the artistic freedom of Games Beyond, as they said there. But according to Zoom and these concerned parties that they spoke to behind the scenes, which according to them are prominent individuals within the games industry that knows what's going on, that according to them, as seen here, games like Grand Theft Auto, Duke Nukem, and Saints Row are all at risk of being delisted on digital storefronts due to what's basically being called content not.
Yeah, this is too far. This is too hard, too fast. Not gonna work. You're gonna kill your entire movement by trying to get these kinds of games taken down. These are beloved games by the entire gaming community. You know how many gamers are out there who play these games? You don't even know. You don't even realize how many people are playing these kinds of games. There might be 15 million people playing GTA. That's not how many people have played it and are willing to play it and love that game. Even if they're never going to play it again, they want it to stay up. Like, it's not going to happen. But I kind of hope it does. Because then people will wake up and finally stop pretending that this shit isn't happening.
Suitable for general audiences. And if you enjoyed the content, consider liking the video, subscribing to keep up to date, and leaving a comment.
Games equals toys. Toys equals for children, right? No. Get that shit out of here.
It helps way more than you realize, but as they state here, which also reads, reports suggest that the campaign pressuring payment systems
You're not allowed to make Lady Death figurines because toys are for children.
Is led by the Australian group Collective Shout, which opposes the objectification of women in media. The group had previously staged protests against Grand Theft Auto 5, claiming that the game promotes violence. The current developments raise concerns about
It promotes violence, huh? Promotes violence. Well, if that's the case, then I guess we better ban the news media for promoting violence.
Which other games may face
We
restrictions
gotta ban Twitch. They promote violence. That's a terrorist supporting platform.
from payment processors in the future. The end goal of all of this is to censor these games for being problematic so that they fall in line more so with what these payment processors
Which, sure, go for it. Fine. If there weren't other worse problems in this space to go after. Games being kind of violent is not nearly as bad as actual gambling and promotion of gambling in games, in children's games, sports games that are rated E for everyone.
and these activist groups deem to be acceptable. Grand Theft Auto has already been successfully censored in the past, as seen here in 2022. GTA
And don't forget, what about the CSGO third-party operations that actually lead to people being hurt? Nothing about that. Not going to make a big stink about that because they'll never go anywhere with it. They'll never get anywhere with it, and it's not part of their agenda.
was actually forced to remove what was called transphobic content by an activist group that targeted Rockstar in the past. Although it was a different group going by OMG, which stands for Out Making Games. Here's their website, which from that flag shield alone, you already know what they're all about. As it says there, by empowering and uniting the community.
Yeah, if any companies start following what people like this are saying and start doing what they say, we'll get off them. We'll start using something else. Go fuck yourself. No, get out of here. We'll move over to GOG.
Can act as one voice to push for real change in the broader games industry across Europe and the UK. Rockstar, which makes GTA, by the way, in case you don't know, they're actually from the UK as well, so this is the perfect Molotov digital cocktail if ever there was one. Because if you don't know, the Online Safety Act, which originates in the UK, is a big reason why this is all happening.
Yeah, and you'd figure that like Take-Two, 2K, Rockstar, they would not be allowing these kinds of things to be happening.
It's no coincidence either, because again, that Out Making Games group that already censored GTA, it's full of one kind of people from one particular place. Like, let me show you. OMG is sponsored by all kinds of places. As seen here, you got Supermassive Games. They're British, by the way.
I've heard of No More Robots.
Got No More Robots, also British. Rocksteady, guess where they're from? Yep, British as well. Moji Works and End Dreams, yep, British too. Even at the bottom there, you got Jagex, that's the RuneScape people. Guess where they're located? Yep, the British people too. And Rockstar is British as well, of course. So interesting how one activist group that exists within massive censorship is protected and supported financially and socially by a bunch of other British-born companies to censor what is arguably the most profitable and prolific British company of them all within the game.
They are turning Rockstar into the company that they used to make fun of.
Fear being, of course, Rockstar. It's all by design, guys. They're not hiding really anything. It's even worse when websites post stuff that just confirms that the main game they want to dethrone is Grand Theft Auto above anything else, as seen here. The blood-soaked British success story testing Labour's mettle, Grand Theft Auto's cornucopia of gangline vice risks a head-on collision with new online safety laws. So you may be wondering...
New online safety laws! You hear that, everybody? They're affecting all of our games around the world because of international online safety laws for your protection, so you don't accidentally hurt yourself playing video games.
Why are they so headstrong on targeting specifically GTA over any other game? The reason is actually pretty simple, because GTA is understandably the biggest game ever.
Yeah, and if they can succeed at taking this game down, ooh boy, then all the dominoes will fall.
It makes the most money, has copies sold in the millions. Everyone across the world knows what GTA is, even if you don't play games. While they, as in these activist groups and governments, could go for lower hanging smaller games maybe and censor them first, instead what they're doing is going for the biggest fish of them all. And if they can censor GTA, it actually makes their work much easier for them in the long run, because if they got the biggest one first, the rest will just follow suit, because if GTA can be censored, anything can be censored by comparison.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it can't be censored. It'll be censored on the front-facing platforms, but people will be able to download the cracked version that is uncensored. Good luck. Most people probably won't care. They probably will just play the censored version. But if they really wanted to, especially moving forward, going in the future, as these games get delisted and shut down, people will have the cracked ROM copy of the ISO, you know, that people will be downloading later, like 20 years in the future, to be running in an emulator, and it's going to be completely uncensored.
Rockstar's big problem here is that their headquarters is in the UK, which means they uniquely must adhere to the laws of their sovereign country. And they happen to exist in what is arguably one of the most censored police state countries.
Yep. If you change your shit because of what a bunch of corporate blowhards say, you deserve your downfall, honestly. All you got to do is just say, fuck you. Oh, you're going to remove us from the platforms? We'll just go to somewhere else. We'll go to the deep, dark depths of the internet. We don't give a fuck. But you know that's not what's going to happen, because what they actually care about is making as much money as possible. And that's going to lose all of their money if they do something like that. They'd rather just censor it.
Countries in the first world.
Instead of stick to their
if
guns.
You ask me, this isn't really a matter of if GTA gets censored, but when at this point.
Yep.
As rstreet.com's article says, UK's Online Safety Act censors the internet, a preview of US proposals. As it states here in their article, the OSA, or Online Safety Act, according to new UK rules, social media sites and search engines are required to prevent minors from accessing content deemed...
Dude, this is going to go so sideways so fast. It's going to be what we experienced during COVID times 10.
Harmful, which has an extremely broad definition. It includes not only adult sites, but also violent and hateful content. This is how they're going to censor all the games over there, at least, and eventually, if they can, spill it over into other countries. You see, Grand Theft Auto has things like not only shootings, but also gambling, strip clubs, and much, much more too. All of this exists within GTA because the game is designed, of course, to be made for adults. True, kids do play it. However, those kids that do play it are able to because their parents allow them to play it.
Yep.
So what they're doing here is stepping in between the parents and the kids, and really also the adults too.
Yep, they're just basically like, stop! You're hurting yourself! If you don't stop, we're gonna put you in jail!
Because it's not like GTA, Saints Row, Duke Nukem, you name it, is going to suddenly have a censored and also uncensored version of the same game available to buy. It'll be much easier for Rockstar if they simply censor the game across the board so that they're able to sell the game in countries that adhere to the OSA regulations. Which would be a massive blow to not only the content within the single-player campaign, but more importantly, and this is the real cash cow, GTA Online.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to listen. And it's going to destroy the franchise. This is how GTA dies. It's going to fizzle out because of government intervention.
I covered some of this in a previous video, but it bears repeating how far-reaching the censorship goes within the OSA rules, as it states here.
And it's going to get so much worse. It always does. It's going to get so much worse.
Content which depicts real or realistic serious violence against a person. It also includes content which is abusive and which targets any of the following characteristics: race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, disability, or gender reassignment. It even includes content which realistically depicts serious violence against a fictional creature. Effectively meaning that all of these and more can and likely will be...
That's like 90% of video games.
...placed against GTA and other games too. This also severely hampers GTA as a series if things like harm against others cannot be shown. And coupling that with anything considered hateful content as being grounds for banning, Rockstar will have to do their best to circumvent this, which, considering what their game is, it's...
Actually, if you depict people shooting at people, that's harmful. You can't have that in there. You can't steal cars. Won't be having none of that. Nope. Can't be depicting anything that we deem illegal at all, because that's going to make people do illegal things. They're going to see the illegal things. They're going to be like, that's going to be me. I want to go out and do those things. I want to go out and just punch a random old lady in the street.
It's kind of likely.
Because GTA told me to.
Our street post here, this means based on this, even episodes of like SpongeBob SquarePants. That could even be banned under this, considering how broad these rules have become. So this Online Safety Act is already in effect for users on X within the UK. As seen here, it has already begun to filter content based on each country's demands. Posts involving violence or assault can't even be viewed unless you're 18 years of age or older and can prove it as well. The UK has even blocked videos of migrants
For now, by the way, for now.
being attacked by police, and even blocked videos or even stories about people smoking, drinking, and more. Even Spotify is pushing this as well, if you can believe it. And as stated here, this push by the OSA is also putting
Yeah, and they'll find that it's easier just to remove all of the problematic content instead of just doing it for places like the UK. Instead of the UK just like having their own version of Spotify, they're just going to be like, it's just going to be easier just to remove all this content across the entire platform. And that's what's going to happen. That's how it happens with these international corporations.
people's information at risk in terms of massive data breaches or in general just straight up unethical use of their citizens' private information. Grand Theft Auto or Saints Row getting decimated or going as far as being delisted even on digital storefronts is an alarming reality that can and could become true. And
This is why we need stop killing games in the fucking law quick. Like, it needs to be done, because then they can't be censored.
do think the implementation of this censorship is a hell of a time for it to happen, considering how much money and time has already been put into GTA 6's development as a whole. It doesn't help when Collective Shout, that's the Australian group that was founded in 2009, as seen here from The Gamer, already attempted to remove GTA from storefronts, claiming that the game allowed violence against women. Clearly, these people don't play GTA.
This probably won't even work this time. It probably won't work this time, but it might next time. They're never going to stop. We have to always keep pushing back. We can't just sit by idly and do nothing and just sit here, play our video games like, no, they're never going to remove this game. They try to all the time. And it used to succeed all the time. It doesn't really anymore, but it's coming right back to it. It's coming right back around.
Because you can be violent towards literally anyone in those games. It's an open world sandbox with insane physics. It's not really the game developer's sole responsibility for what happens in their games. People are allowed to do as they please. That's why it's called player choice. And after all, none of this is even real. It's a video game. And there has been plenty of studies already confirming that violent video games do not lead to violent crimes.
Yeah.
Although
there are studies done that show that violent retards are more prone to being violent retards.
usually it's people being censored, reduced, or ridiculed for a long time that causes them to just lash out in response. In my opinion, stuff like what's happening now will only cause people to seek out more extreme material, and these government types only really have themselves to blame. But maybe that's the point of this. They want to frustrate and limit the populace on purpose to create an organic reaction to the censorship, to then use those actions of the populace to censor them even further. And once that hits something like GTA, this screen here, which is photoshopped for now, it's not real, but could eventually become the future of both online video games.
Not even that bad. That's not even what I'm worried about. I don't want this to happen because it's a slippery slope. And I think we're already sliding down that slippery slope. I think we're already fucked. But this isn't the end game. The end game is that you just won't have access to it at all. It'll be completely gone off the internet forever for nobody to be able to access.
And mature content in general. Like I said in a previous video, if this censorship nonsense becomes worse, you're going to see a lot of games completely removing any elements that could warrant them an M rating. We're talking violence, gore, blood, swearing, all of it. It could sanitize everything until every AAA game and then some is just everybody stepping on eggshells to keep these types happy.
Yeah, and it really doesn't help that we have a president who is against violent video games, thinks they should be banned. So, like, until we get somebody that's like a gamer president, it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Vote for me for president whenever I become old enough. I'll fix all the games.
Don't play video games in the first place. Then you have people like Mary Miller, who is a congresswoman who works within Illinois, who said this on Twitter. Children should never have access to adult content online. This is something everyone should agree on. Yet many sites refuse to enforce strong age verification. It's time to pass the Screen Act.
Or, you know, how about tell parents to not let their kids online? How about that? There's a pretty good age verification system. It's called a parent allowing their kid to use the internet or not. That's it. You're just adding another step. And it's really all it is another step that leads to the banning of everything that they don't want you to see.
Act and protect our most innocent. Again, this is being pushed to protect kids when in reality it's just a
Everything
digital
always
Trojan
is.
horse to destroy the ability for adults.
Dude, like, have people not learned by now that whenever they talk about the kids, that it's never for the kids? By the way, scariest words in the English language. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? Why are people for things like this all the time? Are they just like that brain dead fucking retarded? I think so.
To do what they want on the internet, kids are just kind of the byproduct here and honestly just scapegoats. But as seen in the community note, this congresswoman unsurprisingly doesn't understand how the internet works because parental controls already exist and do exactly what she wants.
And they don't help. By the way, whenever you implement features like this, there's always a new way around it that gets found. And it's an easy backdoor every fucking time. Especially if you just start allowing people to have their ID used once. If you just verify your age once, people are just going to go get their mom and be like, hey, mom, I can't access Facebook. And they're going to be like, okay, here you go. I'll put my ID in. And then they go off and do whatever they want. Unless you got to enter your ID on every single website, every time you go to it, every time you access the internet, you got to enter your ID. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. People are going to get pissed off. And then there goes the fucking economy, because our whole entire economy is based on the internet.
But they want to bypass that. It's the same with games. Before, if you didn't want your kid playing something, you didn't buy it for them. Now the government gets to decide if Grand Theft Auto or God knows what else isn't good enough for you either. And as seen here, a user actually went viral that posted that their Nvidia graphics card cut them out of adjusting their graphical settings on their computer because they're considered a minor. Which I think personally, this is another big problem because GTA won't release at first anyways, of course, on PC. It'll be on PS5 and Xbox. But when it does come to PC and the censorship, and
like, you're going to need age verification on things that don't even need an age verification.
Nonsense probably will grow and mutate by then. This could easily be what happens. A minor person, gamer, whatever, wants to play GTA on their computer. Parents say, okay, give them their credit card to buy the game. They download it, you open the game, Steam then auto-checks your account, finds out that you're not an adult. And even if you somehow bypass that now, your literal graphics card is also going to notice that you're not 18 either. So if either of these things happens, what really happens then? I mean, Steam pings it and you're cooked and then you're out of luck to play GTA 6 when it drops. I think the other alternative is you won't even be able to buy the game, but even if you do, it'll just check your computer and go, you're a minor, and then you can't play it either way anyways, even if you...
Here's a crazy instance that could totally be happening. Say you've got multiple monitors on your computer, and you're using a Windows computer. And on one monitor, you got SpongeBob playing. And on another monitor, you decide that you're going to play Skyrim. And in order to play Skyrim, you have to verify your age. But it doesn't believe you. What if it doesn't believe you? And it's like, well, we think that you're lying. We think that you're just a kid putting in the ID because you're sitting here watching SpongeBob trying to play Skyrim. Dude, it's going to be such a hassle. It's going to piss people the fuck off. Everybody's going to start complaining about this. And when everybody starts complaining about a thing, it's going to have to change.
Bought it. So what's even more obscene is that these government people in the UK especially are trying to also ban VPNs if you don't know. Yet they also got exposed recently here by Politico to be using VPNs themselves to bypass their own censorship laws they've enacted in the first place. And they're also charging the public for their VPN usages by using taxpayer money so they can browse the net and it's fine. And you can see that on screen. But if you use VPNs yourself...
Rules for thee, but not for me!
You're doing something illegal, of course, and funny how that works, isn't it? These people are hypocrites, and the fact that it threatens GTA specifically and all the other games, that is very concerning to me. For example, Tweaktown reported as seen here that there's understandably a lot riding on GTA 6 performing well, and that's putting it lightly. This comes from my...
Yep. But even if they don't get GTA 6, there is a huge chance they get the older Saints Row games. And the older GTA games even, like GTA San Andreas. That game is such a problem for these people.
Michael Packner, who you may recognize. He has been in many interviews with game journalists over the years on all kinds of sites and then some. This is him on screen. You probably recognize him. But anyway, here's what Michael said about GTA 6's potential. I expect a $100 price point for the game. The game will be immensely profitable. It will likely generate $10 billion lifetime and another $500 million annually from GTA Online. To put it in perspective for you, GTA 5 alone has sold more copies as one single game than the entire Final Fantasy series combined across 40 years of games being released.
That's crazy.
So those numbers that Pachter brings up are definitely something that
man.
GTA 6
Shit.
could reach. However, this was before the Online Safety Act threatening to censor GTA got, kind of thrown around, I guess. Because if things like shooting, racing, gambling, and more are suddenly not allowed in the online version of GTA, how exactly will Rockstar make their money then? Because GTA's online aspect is essentially a digital life for many. You get your own place, you buy cars, you do heists, you shoot each other too, and much more. It's kind of like Fortnite. It's like a platform more than just one single game. But if GTA 6 loses its M rating or removes core mini games and subject matter, then is it even GTA anymore? My answer would be no. And since some rumors say that GTA 6 has a budget of somewhere...
I think that it would be more attuned to Just Cause. Yeah, it's going to be on the same level as Just Cause. Because Just Cause is like GTA, but toned down all of the ridiculous offensive shit.
Near $1.5 billion, which I know sounds ridiculous. But again, this is Grand Theft Auto we're talking about. This game would be the ultimate game if it isn't censored. But with Rockstar unfortunately operating and existing within the lion's den that is the UK, any law their government pushes would immediately become law for them. Sure, Take-Two, that's the publisher of GTA, could fight the British government into not censoring what is
good
obviously
luck with that.
Their most anticipated game.
Yeah, I think they got to rip it away from Rockstar probably after GTA 6 and give it to a different company and like pull the people out of Rockstar and put them in a different country with this new company. And there you go.
Product of all
Probably
time,
won't
but
do
I
that,
really
though.
doubt the UK government cares.
Yep,
Because it's
they
not
don't care.
really about money for these people, as a Joker would say. It's all truly about sending a message in this instance. That if they can make GTA kneel, then all of us will kneel in unison, and then their work will...
Yeah, it's not about money at the surface level, but when you go to the deepest level, right there at the bottom of it is money, power, and control is what's controlling all of this. That's what's perpetuating it all. Because they want to decide what you do, what you see, what you play, what you hear. And if it's not in line with what you want, then they're going to take it away.
pretty much be complete. As I reported before in another video as seen here, age verification is already coming to GTA 5's online mode. And there was actual code grabbed to prove that Rockstar is implementing this into their game as we speak. So if GTA 5's online is getting age verified, this means that GTA 6's will absolutely just follow suit.
It's getting age verified for now. Eventually, they'll just completely be removed because they're way too problematic.
There's no way that they would just stop
if we
at
just
GTA
let this
5
happen.
here, which means that these rules and regulations have probably already begun to sink their teeth, if you will, into the flesh of Rockstar's biggest franchise.
Yeah,
Wow, I can't wait for
I think it's going to cause all kinds of problems for GTA 6.
future games where guns are explicitly stated to be Nerf guns. Or how much you want to bet a lot of newer games are going to opt out of showing real-life violence in their games and will instead make in-game lore explanations in order to state that the shooting and whatnot in their games are all just virtual reality, so it's not real anyways, or something within that world, therefore nobody's actually dying, so you can't censor it. I know it all sounds like a
Yeah, we'll be bringing back green blood.
joke, but it really isn't. This makes me wonder how this will go over for other games too. Resident Evil, Souls-likes with blood in them, Space Marine 2 and its sequel, which also has a lot of blood in it too. And there's so many horror games out there that could also be affected by this too very easily.
Yep, no more Resident Evil, no more Silent Hill.
These companies and governments, they just want absolute control, but there is some hope. For example, Take-Two, which owns Rockstar and publishes all of their games as seen here, is headquartered in the United States, not the UK. And I do think if these verification checks and whatnot end up getting too egregious, Take-Two could hypothetically take the UK government.
By the way, the old God of War games have nudity in them. They gotta go. Cyberpunk got nudity in it. It's got to go. It's got lots of violence in it. It's got to go.
To court claiming that they're trying to.
By the way, Cyberpunk, way worse than GTA. Why aren't they going after Cyberpunk?
To censor a product that was paid for by American citizens. Because obviously Take-Two is funding GTA 6. It's their money mostly. Their support is what's like allowing this to happen in the first place. So if GTA 6 were to get banned or censored or anything else, would that then be a direct violation of Take-Two's Second Amendment and then some? I leave that question to you. Let me know what you think about that one. Sure, they could argue, but Rockstar, who makes the game, is British, but again, they're still owned by an American company in the end. True, it would be a different story, of course, if Take-Two was British, but thankfully they aren't. Maybe that could be Rockstar and GTA's saving grace here. However, if the regulations bleed over into American soil, they're as good as cooked. But that could be their...
Even if America doesn't have these regulations, like, just because of it being an international company and also a UK company, that it's gonna face these regulations over here anyway, because it's gonna get regulated there, and they're just not gonna release a different product everywhere else. That'd cost way too much money. It'd be too much work.
Ace in the hole. So not all hope is lost yet, guys, but what do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you as always for watching. Subscribe to keep up to date. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna get the like the German version of Fallout 3 type shit happening, where just like absolutely every aspect of the game is changed. Can't talk about drug use, none of that. Can't depict blood and violence and gore. You can't have naughty language. You can't reference things that happened in history that they don't want to talk about. Yep, that's where we're headed. Probably worse. Probably much, much, much worse. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications.